All right, in 3, 2, 1.
Run! Go! This is the podcast!
Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a podcast?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and
Podcast.
and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Get to the Podcast. That's Get to the Podcast with number 2. My name is Diego D'Souza.
I'm Nick Gambino.
And I'm Neal Carson.
Sure you are.
Yes, you are.
Am I?
So if I
Hey,
said,
happy birthday, Neil.
yeah, by the way,
Oh,
yeah,
thanks,
that's
yeah.
right, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I turned 24.
yeah, right.
Yeah, you did, and then you woke up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
24.
12 years later.
Yeah.
My name is Neal
I like how you said 12 years,
Carson.
13 years later.
13 years later, that's right.
I'm a young
Still
buck.
living in the past.
Yeah.
I'm a young bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good impersonation.
All right,
I am. I'm still young.
You're still young at heart.
You got to too.
Is it like 40 or 50, the new 20 now or something, right?
Probably.
That's what the old people
Yeah,
say.
probably.
I feel like that's how you meet a 50-year-old today and they act like they're 20.
Sometimes, yeah, I think that's a generational thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know, people that are in the 50s now were pretty young in the 80s when they were wild doing a lot of coke. And, you know, they've got that.
Yeah,
that
remember the
history
80s
to-
when we used to do like coke? That was crazy.
Oh, that was
What?
awesome. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't me.
I was
That's
like
why I'm
a-
still alive today.
Were we born coke babies?
3-year-old doing lines and coke. No.
I
Well,
like how
here's
that's
a quick-
making you
No,
laugh. Like, that's funny.
Let's
that's
just
not
ask you
fun.
guys
It's
right now. Let's just
terrible.
ask you guys right now. Were your parents coke parents?
No.
No.
No,
I'm just joking.
Definitely not.
They would
All right.
explain a lot, but no.
All right, so this is a continuation of what we did last
Yeah.
week, but Neil
Yeah,
didn't get
yeah.
a chance
Yeah,
to
we-
talk about his films.
We cut Neil for time last week.
Yeah.
And this week we're going to make up for that by giving him his entire episode.
All about you. Happy
Yeah.
birthday!
Happy
You
birthday!
didn't know we planned this?
Oh.
What?
yeah.
We're going to make you talk about every movie, and you're going to pick up all the slack. We're
Well-
just going to listen.
All right.
All right. Well, speaking of cocaine, this first movie on my list is Shane Black. Written and directed by Shane Black.
Yep.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, so
a lot of cocaine in this movie because it takes place in Los Angeles.
Right. So these are best buddy cop flicks, part 2, you know, right?
Yeah.
So we're doing
Yes.
part 2. And, okay, it's not
What-
technically
Yeah,
cops.
yeah. We're
In fact,
expanding into
We're gonna
buddy
do- we're-
films.
yeah,
It's really a buddy film.
We're taking the spirit of what a buddy cop flick is, right?
Yeah.
And I think because first off, Shane Black, who wrote and directed this movie, also wrote Lethal Weapon.
Yep.
Yeah.
He wrote Last Boy Scout. So there's definitely movies that have been. I mean, he helped kind of redefine in a way the buddy cop flick.
Right.
You know, so I would say that he brought that same spirit into this film. So it's very much a buddy cop flick. Although, you know, the buddies in the film are probably Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. is actually a convict. Like he's not even a convict. He's a criminal.
He's a thief.
He's a
Yeah.
thief. He's a criminal.
He's a thief, yeah.
Yeah, he burglarizes. He's a total. But what's his face? Gay Perry,
Gay
which
Perry,
is Val
yeah.
Kilmer's character, is a PI.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of copy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's I think the thing that makes this film so great is it kind of like does this breaking the fourth wall thing where, you know, the main character is, well, Robert Downey Jr. will talk to the audience at some point, and he talks in a lot of flashbacks to kind of set things up.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
a narration breaking the fourth wall.
yeah.
Which
Which worked very, very well.
At the very end, he and Gay Perry, you know, that's what I'm going to call him because that's what they call him. in the
Val
film.
Kilmer.
Val Kilmer's character, they are talking to the like a camera at the very end of the film.
Yeah.
It's like a flash forward.
Yeah.
It's like maybe a year later or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're talking to it and then they click off the screen. So there is that, but the rest of it, he acknowledges it as a movie,
Right.
like in the narration.
Yeah.
So I think that's breaking the fourth wall. I
Yeah.
would say. Yeah.
Yeah, and there is it's real interesting because the film kind of like you know, is like an homage to like the old Pulp
Noir.
Fiction,
It's
noir.
Nori.
Yeah, those
Noir.
old like crime books or whatever, the crime novels and
Pulp Fiction type novel. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you said. Yeah.
yeah, and you know, that's kind of like part of the story a little bit, like the main character Robert Downey Jr.'s love of those novels and growing up and how that changed his life, and her,
Well, it's
Michelle
really-
Monaghan.
Yeah, she
who's
really
like
loves those novels.
female lead, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's a really well handled story.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of twists and there's
Yeah.
a lot of interlaced, storylines and themes and stuff like that kind of come together. But and you could get lost, but it's really well handled. And
Yeah.
I think what makes this film great is the story is great,
Yeah.
but the acting and the comedy of it is so good. It's so quirky, it's so weird, but it's handled almost. I don't even know.
It's very clever.
It's not dumbed
you
down.
feel-
It's not
yeah.
dumbed down. It's
No,
not
it's-
that
it's
it's
done
not
very,
not
very
highbrow,
well.
brilliant, political satire. It's not like that.
Yeah.
But it's just like you're just watching. You're like everything they say and do is quirky and weird, and they don't explain it.
Right.
Like they don't stop to like wink and wink, wink, nudge, nudge the audience at
Yeah.
all. It's just sort of like these weird little things, and I'm like, how did the natural way in which they deliver it all?
Yeah, and it's not
It's almost
out
like they
there
must
where
have
you don't
rehearsed,
get
but
it.
it doesn't feel rehearsed.
It's not out there where you don't get it. You see that it's quirky, but it's like it's funny and it's accepting at the same time.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
really like that film.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it in a long.
This
ass
was
time.
Robert Downey Jr.'s like return to
Comeback. Was
Yeah,
before
it was his
Iron Man.
comeback film. Yeah, yeah.
It
was like 2 years before Iron Man.
Oh, after he finished all the cocaine. Yeah, then they quit cocaine.
Yeah, when he after he'd gotten his shit back together and
Yeah.
he needed like kind of a break back into Hollywood, and Shane Black effectively gave it to him.
Yeah.
And that movie was really well received. It got critical acclaim. It was like, this is a really
Yeah, but
solid
I had
film.
never heard of it until years later. One of my family members had it on like DVD, and they were like, "Oh, this is great," and I was like, "I don't even know what this movie
Oh, really?
is."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember when it came out, it got a lot of. I remember reading several articles about it, being like, "This fucking film is incredible." And this was like Shane Black coming back. It wasn't just Robert Downey Jr. because Shane Black really hadn't been doing much or hadn't, broken through with anything in a really long time.
Yeah.
Whereas he was like the golden boy screenwriter of Hollywood in the late '80s, early '90s. He was the first writer to get $1 million for a screenplay. Which was The Last Boy Scout, because he'd done so well with Lethal Weapon. He'd done Monster Squad. So he was like this golden boy, and he'd kind of gone dark. And then he came back with this movie he wrote and directed, and it was just it's really incredible. I mean, there's such weird shit in that movie like that.
It is. Yeah,
I love the
It's
dialogue.
very, very, very original.
What does he goes? He goes. What is it? It's Val Kilmer's talking about some sort of money, financial kind of jargon thing he's saying, and Robert Downey Jr. goes, "Huh?" And he goes, "Talking money." He goes, "Talking monkey?" Yeah, talking monkey. He's from the future. He's called Ficus. It's just a weird thing, and they don't explain it. It's just like, I mean, you get it, but it's like, it's such a weird. It's
Yeah.
like they made a joke of a miscommunication and didn't linger on it at all. They didn't like, hey, let's let the joke sink in. It's just like they quickly went past this thing. It's just, and it's Shane Black's humor. He's just a weird guy. Like, not a weird guy. He's got a funny sense of humor.
Yeah, and Robert Downey Jr.'s character is just like stumbling through the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like nothing about what he does is like assertive or confident or
Yeah.
like well thought out. He just somehow lives through all these like dangerous situations
Yeah.
on accident.
Right.
And that even, that adds to the humor of the film and just like
Yeah.
the setups of everything.
Right. And the basic, I
And
mean,
people are dying in this movie.
It's
Like people are
there's
being
a
murdered.
dark elements. There's,
Yeah.
there's murder. There's kind of ancestral rape, but not really.
Is there? I don't remember.
Not really, a little bit, but not really. You think that's what it is, but it's not. It's there's like
Oh, yeah, I
torture
remember
by
what
way
you're
of
talking about,
electrocuting the guy's balls. Like there's
Oh, I totally forgot.
Penis
Corbin
bullets.
Burnson is in there. I love
Corbin
him.
Burnson's in it. Yeah,
Yeah, I love him. In
I feel
Psych.
like you missed what I said with the penis bullets.
Oh yeah, penis. Oh my god, I thought you were actually shooting on your dick. I thought that was just something gay guys could do. That was actually great.
It's a
Yeah,
fun
he's got
movie.
he's got the gun down there. Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of
Larry
there's
Miller.
there's the scene where he's gonna play Russian roulette with the guy, and he's trying to act like a tough guy, Robert Downey Jr., like he knows what he's doing. He's
Right.
gonna do Russian roulette, and he
Puts the
he
bullet-
he goes, oh, you
like
want to
the
play tough
first
guy?
click.
You want to play tough guy? He puts one bullet in
Rolls
there,
it.
rolls it, boom, shoots him in the head.
What the hell did you do that for? And he's like, there's like what is he
He
like
goes,
a
"There's
1%
one-
chance?
He
or-
goes, there's like a what does he go? There's like a 14% chance.
And he's like,
who taught you math? Who taught you math? Oh,
that's
it's great.
That's funny.
He gets his finger chopped off when she slams the door, so he's
God.
running around with like a missing finger for most of the movie.
Yeah.
It's just a funny movie.
It's like a very original, very funny. Like if you watch it, you're gonna feel like it's not cliche.
It's not.
It doesn't follow any like.
No,
you
it
know,
makes fun of
tropes or
certain
anything.
tropes and cliches, and
Yeah.
it kind of, will acknowledge them if it comes up. He's like, oh, I guess this is the part in the movie where you would think that like he'll acknowledge that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It really is. It's original. It's fresh. I mean, it's like 11, 12 years old at this point. But
Yeah,
it's
2005.
still, yeah, 2005 was it? I thought it was 06. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's really. It's solid. And the basic plot of the movie, I guess we didn't really say what that was, but sometimes
yeah.
people like to know, okay, I don't know what the movie's about. And
I think it's on Amazon Prime, so if you have that, you can just
Yeah.
go stream it. It might be on Netflix.
No, it's
yeah,
not on
okay.
Netflix.
No.
No.
But
Oh,
it's I mean, the basic plot of it is Robert Downey Jr. plays this criminal guy who's basically burglarizes. He does, B&Es, he steals shit. And
Toy stores.
Yeah, and he basically ends up getting almost caught. He's running from the police. He runs into an audition, and he uses that as an out to get, to get away from the cops. And he ends up giving a great audition because he's just been shot in the arm.
Set this up. Yeah, he's like in pain.
Yeah,
he's been
in
shot.
pain.
He runs
His
into this
partner
room.
just got killed,
And they
he runs
hand
in-
him the script and they're like, read this because
Yeah.
they think that he's like an actor or
Right.
aspiring
And-
actor.
and
And
then
he's
the
like
scene
all
ends up-
jacked up on adrenaline.
Yeah,
and
and
he
the
just-
scene ends up kind of acknowledging what just happened to him.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like
Yeah.
playing it up like in real life for him. And they're like, this is an amazing audition. This is like Marlon Brando level shit. So then they get him to LA and he ends up like basically getting into the Hollywood scene. And it
Yeah.
makes fun of Hollywood like
Yeah.
crazy. Like everybody out there,
Yeah.
that kinds of, they're all vapid, aspiring act. Everybody's an aspiring actor or screenwriter or director.
Yeah.
And it makes fun of that a lot. But anyway, he's there and he gets hooked up. He's supposed to be in this movie, and he gets hooked up with Val Kilmer, who's a PI that kind of to train him or familiarize him with the world of PI stuff and acting
Yeah,
or
for-
whatever
for the character
for the
he's supposed to
character
play, yeah.
exactly. But then it's just like weird shit ends up happening where people go missing and they end up getting involved in this like crime shit.
Yeah.
And it becomes this kind of a thriller mystery kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really good.
It's good. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Good one.
I would wholly recommend it.
I would wholly recommend it.
Oh, holy, yeah. What
Wow.
the fuck does that mean?
Whole.
Oh, okay.
Holy, okay.
Like
WH.
WH.
Those fucker like holy recommends like
Wholeheartedly. Does that sound better?
He's doing the Batman thing. Holy,
Yeah.
what is it?
Holy
What's that?
rusted
Batman
metal,
Forever?
Batman.
Holy rusted metal, Batman. Huh? The metal. It's holy. Batman
Like
Forever.
H-O.
Yeah, H-O. Yeah, he's just
W-H.
shitty puns.
Okay.
All right, good. Next one.
These guys.
what you got?
These guys.
All right. So, I actually have the 3, but then I have a bunch of additional
Honorable mention.
You
We
got
can
a
do-
whole episode, bro.
Yeah.
It's
You
all
got a whole
about you.
episode. We could do some
It's
honorable
you,
mentions.
man.
All right. Well, then we should talk about Hot Fuzz.
Oh my god!
Oh, wow.
I literally was
Next
just rewatching this movie the other day.
Okay, good. Well, then you should take it because I haven't seen it in years. But I remember liking it a lot. There's like all these high points
Yeah.
in my mind like that I love, and it's definitely a cop
Yes,
film.
It
so
absolutely.
falls
It
into
actually.
that.
Yep.
I hate the fact that it's on Netflix,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have subtitles.
Why would you want subtitles? It's British.
Because my
It-
wife, man, you know my
Oh,
wife.
I get
Yeah.
it. Does it not have
Have
subtitles?
you met her before?
Yes, I've met your wife. Yeah.
Man, this guy.
So English is not her first language.
English is not her first
Yeah,
language.
and it's a very fast paced. It's that British kind of fast.
Yeah, exactly, British fast, and it's only-
Edgar Wright who did Baby Driver.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's only subtitles only in English.
So I didn't realize Simon Pegg co-wrote it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm pissed that Amazon hasn't caught on that there's other nationalities out there, and you should put subtitles on your fucking.
Wait,
thing.
no. Hot Fuzz is on Netflix, and it
Yeah,
it has, it
yeah,
has
I'm just talking
subtitles.
about-
It has subtitles. I'm almost
Yeah.
positive.
It has in English, not in a different language.
That
Yeah.
makes sense. I don't know why I was like.
Hi, Nick.
Most
How
of
are you
most
today?
of them have English subtitles.
But some people
Yeah,
are
it's, like,
fast.
easy.
I don't know.
think
Maybe she's a
much-
fast English reader, but she just doesn't hear it as he doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking step out of this.
Yeah, you should stop.
I'm gonna get out of the
guy.
ring.
This
I'm
guy
gonna get
just
out of the
doesn't-
ring.
This guy.
Okay.
No.
All right, but let's talk about the movie for a
Yeah,
second.
go
So-
on, Neil.
So
Let him-
Edgar, well, he was asking me to.
Yeah,
you want-
yeah.
Okay,
Take
so,
it, take
so
it, take it.
Edgar Wright
It's a
directed
great
this
movie.
movie. Yeah, Edgar Wright did the. It's the second of what are called the Cornetto trilogy or the Blood and Ice Cream trilogy,
Yes.
which is Shaun of the Dead, Hot
Great
Fuzz, and World's End.
World's End. Yeah.
And there are these movies that they all have Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. And the reason why they're called Cornetto is I guess that's an ice cream, mainly in England, because I don't really see that here. Blood and ice cream, because there's always somebody in there eating one of these Cornetto ice cream cones in the movies, and there's always blood, I guess. Shaun of the Dead was the zombie one. Hot Fuzz is the cop one, and World's End is kind of the sci-fi robot-y one.
Yeah.
But Hot Fuzz is great. It's Simon Pegg plays this London cop who's like the best cop with the highest statistics of any cop in the history of London police. And he's like top of his class, and he's fucking like nailing it on the highest arrest.
He's just
and
like a
everything.
badass.
He's stellar,
But he's like kind of like extreme.
yes, and he's very like kind of solo and does it by the book and everything like that. So they basically the higher ups kind of like ship him off to this little because like you're making us all look bad because you're too good. So they ship him off to this little like shepherd town, like this little
village
whatever, in England, and he's got to go out there, which is supposed to be this podunk kind of place.
Yeah.
And he links up there, and there's this weird thing going on around the town. Like it's got this kind of mysterious undertone, like something's going on. There's like these murders and these kind of kids getting killed. Like there's just weird shit going on, and then you find out this whole conspiracy that like most of the I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen Hot Fuzz, but there's some
Shit
cool,
happens, they investigate.
There's like there's like this investigation, this mystery, you know.
Yeah, but he
in this
hooks up
town.
with Paul Freeman, right?
Who, Martin Freeman?
Is it Paul?
Martin Freeman.
Martin Freeman? No, he doesn't.
Freeman.
Martin Freeman's one of the London cops before he goes there. No, he hooks up with Nick Frost, which is the big guy that's in all those movies with him.
What's his
They were
real
in
name?
Paul. Nick Frost is his name.
Is his real name? That's
Yeah.
his real name?
Yeah, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Nick Frost is
Oh, that's
the big
right.
guy.
Oh my
gosh. You ever seen the movie Paul?
Why am I thinking Paul? Who am I thinking about?
I'll be honest, I have no fucking clue.
Well,
I don't know who
Martin
Paul Freeman is.
was like Bilbo.
Yeah, Martin Freeman
Yeah.
from
Hobbit, yeah.
Sherlock. He's
Sherlock, he's
Watson.
He plays
That's
Watson.
right. All right,
Yeah.
that's right.
Okay.
Okay.
And he's in the movie, but he's like a London cop. He's not in a lot of it, and he's also in World's End.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
And
That's
Shaun of
probably
the
what I was
Dead.
thinking
he
about it.
Shaun of
I
the
think it's hilarious
He-
that Simon Pegg's character's name is Nicholas Angel.
Yeah.
Like, anyway.
It's a funny name. But it's okay. Anyways, the story's great. I don't want to talk about it too much if somebody hasn't seen it, but there's a lot of they do kind of play on the tropes of these action cop films.
Yes.
But they do it almost in a satirical way. There's a Point Break theme throughout the movie. It's funny because Nick Frost, which is the big kind of, overweight cop out in the country that he partners up with, is obsessed with Point Break and like action movies and stuff like that, and Simon Pegg's like a real life action fucking guy, and so he's like enthralled by him, and he's like, have you ever shot your gun up in the air and going like in Point Break when he's shooting it up. Anyways, so he keeps asking him if he's done all these things from these movies. Like, no, I've never shot my gun up in the air and gone right. Anyways, so but the way the movie's shot and edited is very kind of energetic. It's crackly.
It's
really,
Edgar Wright. Yeah.
He had
just directed Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Like right.
Was
before
that right
this.
before Hot Fuzz? It wasn't after. Oh, cool.
I
So,
think it was right before. Let me double check.
Right, but that's very much an Edgar Wright style. Edgar Wright.
Oh no, shit! This came out. Hot Fuzz came out in 2007. Scott Pilgrim came out in 2010. Never mind, I'm backwards.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so but yeah, if you ever see Scott Pilgrim versus the World or Baby Driver, then you know his style.
Yeah,
like it's very kind of fast paced, energetic. It's unique. It's stylistic, but doesn't outshine the story itself.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what the movie's like. It's really fun. It's a funny movie. But it's got a good solid like
It's got the
crime
European
story.
comedy to it.
UK, yeah,
like
British.
British
you already
comedy,
said Martin
yeah.
Freeman's in it. Bill Nighy's in it. Timothy Dalton's in it.
Andrew Coogan, or is it Steve Coogan?
Steve Coogan.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Timothy
just-
Dalton's in it. That's right. Bond.
Yeah, it has like anyway. It's just
It's a fun
very
movie.
funny. Yeah,
It's
But
a
it's
very
cool because
fun-
they do from the buddy element of it. They do find each other. Like one of them is kind of like this podunk, kind of like doesn't have a lot going on in his life. I think his dad's like the chief of police, Nick Frost's character, and he kind of is like, whatever. And Simon Pegg is kind of like solo. He doesn't have any connections to anybody. He's not friends with anybody, and they become friends. They become actual
it's
buddies.
like Lethal Weapon, or it's like any buddy cop movie where it's like two, people that don't have somebody find something in common,
and
then,
they're
like,
very
join
much
up.
opposites.
Yeah.
and they kind of join up, and they become actual friends, and they get like badass by the end, and
it's definitely
they
like
take on the town in a way.
Yeah. It's I don't know, it's just interesting. You have all these buddy cop films that came out, in the 80s and 90s, and then now you're kind of having these films come out that are like aware of the whole buddy cop concept, so they're like playing on that and making fun of it, but also acknowledging just that like formula in itself, which is kind of cool.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. No, that's a great one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Hot
Good
Fuzz.
call. Hot Fuzz.
I'm down. And Fuzz, of course, refers to the Fuzz,
Yeah,
which are the cops.
the police.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just another word for police.
Yeah.
Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz.
That's
It's-
here, right? Is that a European thing?
That's a
No,
European-
no, no. That's,
It
that's
is.
an American. That used to be. It was
Maybe
like
like
I think in the
in-
40s and the 50s, it was more of a thing. The Fuzz. We got to get away from the Fuzz.
I have
Tail it
never
away from
heard
the
that
Fuzz.
here.
That kind of stuff. Your father's mustache.
I thought it was
Fuzz. I don't know.
pronounced police.
Police. Fuck the police.
Well,
No, that's-
I was like 90s, 80s.
That was the 80s.
80s?
Yeah, that was the late 80s.
The cops, y'all. The cops coming. You here? We need to run.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that's,
All
that's
right,
like,
all right.
that's
Calm
like
down, Diego.
30s and 40s.
Coppers.
All right, calm down. Calm down.
Yeah, the coppers. Coppers.
Who talks
James-
like that?
James Cagney.
Yeah. The coppers are coming.
Yeah,
We need to
see?
get out of here. Yeah. Go on, kid. Go on, kid. Get on out of here.
Getting wine,
It is
guy.
unique.
Yeah.
It is
It
unique.
is. It's very. It's
it would
very.
have been real interesting to live in an era where people talk like that. Oh, they seem very
I would love to
mean.
see
They didn't
somebody
talk
ask
like
a
that.
I
girl.
feel like they
on-
would have just killed me.
They didn't actually talk like that. That was very much a movie-made thing.
Yeah.
It's like that whole transatlantic
Really?
accent. I think did we talk about this?
We did
before?
talk about
There's
this,
thing
yes.
called the transatlantic accent, which is
Yeah.
not particularly that one, but it was this made-up dialect for films.
For films, yep.
Oh.
That was supposed to basically kind of
Bridge a gap.
Yeah, bridge a gap or transcend all these different things. And it was like if you watch those old movies from the 30s and 40s, it was very much like that Humphrey Bogart way of speaking and all these different things.
Yeah.
Hands looking at you.
Yeah, it was like it's
Something like
Yeah.
drawn out about it, but
and
like low.
here's looking at you, kid. It's like if you watch any movie from that time period,
It's kind of like
you'll
the swagger
hear it.
of the
It's
time.
got like this
It
New
really
York
was-
thing to it. New York,
Yeah.
Boston, Chicago. It's got like a mix and a fusion of like all these different
Yeah.
accents. And it's very much not the way people actually spoke.
It's like
Well,
the minions,
because
but
everyone
not with
spoke-
words.
There was, I think there was much more distinction back then as far as like different areas of the country. Like
Yeah.
the dialect would change
Right.
significantly. Like now, yeah, you go to LA, you go to New York, you're gonna get like slight variations, but we all watch the same shit, so we're all kind of like mimicking the same.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But anyways, it's not a real accent, basically. It
Yeah.
wasn't actually based off anything, but it was a specific created accent that all the actors kind of used for those
Okay.
films.
Yeah.
Especially gangster films and stuff like that.
Cool. Stand out.
All right. Well, that's a fucking divergent. Let's go on to the next one.
No, we got like hours and hours, man.
We do not have hours.
We
and
can
hours.
divergent all day long.
Divergent.
Divergent.
That's not a verb.
Oh, you remember that movie, Divergent?
Oh my
I just
God.
saw a movie with him, with what's his name in it? The guy that's in that film. Ah, shit.
Jesus, why are we?
I don't know.
Miles Teller.
Was it Miles Teller?
Yeah, he was in.
Was
Shit,
he? Who's
why are
Miles? Who's Miles? Is that the guy from?
Oh, from Whiplash. You've seen Whiplash.
Whiplash,
Whiplash
yeah.
is really good. There's
Wait,
drums
he was
that
in
movie.
Divergent?
You ever seen
Yeah.
Drumline? Drumline's really good. Nick Cannon's in that. Oh, have you ever seen that movie Roll Bounce with
Yeah.
Lil Bow Wow? Do you remember Lil Bow Wow?
Roll
Yeah.
Bounce.
Yeah, he was a rapper.
I've never heard of
Do you
this.
guys like rap? Rap's really good.
Rap is great,
Do you know who
Nick.
actually created the first rap song?
You remember that?
King Tim III and the Fatback Band. It's
You just
really
made
good.
that up.
It
Sounds
no,
great.
it really was the first released
Why?
rap.
What are you doing with your
What
fingers,
happened?
dude?
I just halted you.
You fucked me up. You got me. But that was a lot of diverging. All right, next film.
I was a light divergent.
Which is
Oh my God! Don't do it again. Don't do it again.
Yeah, wasn't the chick that was in
on! Jesus!
She,
It's like dealing with
she
my
was in that
2-year-old.
depressing.
Just
She was in that
gets onto the
depressing
next thing.
movie. Wait, what was that depressing movie with the cancer
Revolution-
kids? The kids who both have cancer.
Oh, Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah, that was a sad movie.
very sad.
Anyway,
Wasn't
so
that
my,
Baby Driver guy? What, Ansel Elgort, wasn't he?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Baby
in
Driver.
that.
Yeah, that's what he's
okay.
from. Yeah.
I knew I recognized him from something.
Yeah, he was also in Baby Driver, which Edgar Wright directed.
No,
Did you
I
know
know.
he
We-
did the
we
Cornetto
watched
trilogy?
Baby Driver.
My favorite movie out of those is
There we
Hot
go.
Fuzz. Let me tell you about this movie.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, this has been
Not
like
Shaun of
10
the Dead?
minutes. I just said that. Honestly, I think my favorite is.
I like
no,
At
it might
World's
be Hot
End.
Fuzz. Yeah, World's End. I don't think it was good.
Oh,
but
I didn't think
World's End.
World's
World's
End.
End.
Is it
World's
at
End
World's
is-
End?
No, that's the Pirates of the Caribbean film.
Oh,
Yeah.
World's End. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
now,
a divergent
I
for
think
you.
I liked Hot Fuzz possibly a little bit more than Shaun of the Dead. I did really like Shaun of the Dead though. I don't know.
Shaun of the Dead's fine,
I may
yeah.
be those might be comparable for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next one.
All right. So, I picked Jackie Chan has done a whole bunch of these like kind of buddy films.
Yeah.
He's done
Yeah.
a bunch of them.
It's true.
But one that I actually really liked was Shanghai Noon.
Which is funny because
Oh, wow.
you know, I would have thought you were about to say Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also really like Rush Hour, but I don't know. For me, like I just like that dynamic between Owen Wilson
Wait,
and
Shanghai Noon
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Shanghai Nights. Is that
Shanghai Nights was the sequel.
Oh,
to
okay,
Shanghai
right,
Noon.
okay.
Yeah, they only did the two.
Okay.
But yeah, Shanghai Noon is Owen Wilson and Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
They're in the West, and it kind of like. It's interesting because American history. There was a lot of immigrants from China.
Oh, yeah.
like on the
Yeah.
railroad construction and
Yeah.
just like all these towns and everything, and we don't really see that a lot in cinema.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the Chinamen who built the railroads.
Huh?
Big Lebowski.
What?
Oh,
Because that
I
is
didn't-
part of the film.
You don't remember that?
I was confused because that's part of
Yeah,
the film.
That's that line. He goes, "What the fuck are you talking about,
I
Walter?"
like Big Lebowski, but it's not one of those films that I've seen like 1,000 times.
You need to
so
watch
I
it again
don't-
so we
I
can
don't-
continue.
That was so
quote it. There's
confusing.
so many
Yeah.
quotables in that movie.
No, it's just
know.
not that. That's not my.
Yeah, you watch it again. We're
It's
gonna
not
get
his
on
jammer.
it.
Okay.
All right. Let's
All right,
not
let's-
diverge.
If it was a dude quote, maybe.
It was. I mean,
What did-
it's John Goodman and the dude talking.
John Goodman had a lot of cool things. to say,
Walter,
or
he had
crazy
a lot
things
of
to say.
good. But that's
He
the
was
whole
psycho.
thing. He's like the Chinaman who peed on your rug. That rug really tied the room together. That whole conversation. And that's the thing about it. I'm not talking about the Chinaman who built the railroads, dude. He goes, what the fuck are you talking about, Walter?
Well,
All right. So yeah. Anyway, I mean, this movie's a comedy, but it's like an action
Yeah.
adventure comedy. I don't know. I just loved it. I love the modern. They have like the modern music kind of like playing in this
right.
setting in the
Like a Young Guns kind of
1800s or
thing
whatever.
where they use Bon Jovi and the Young
Yeah.
Guns.
Yeah. They have like Kid Rock and stuff playing throughout this movie, which is great. And it's just Owen Wilson. He's like a younger Owen Wilson now. I don't know. Owen Wilson's still great.
Yeah, I actually really like him. I think there's a divide on that.
He's an interesting guy, kind of like Will Ferrell. Like I know some people that don't think Will Ferrell's a good actor at all.
Right.
Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
actually don't find him funny. They don't think he can act,
Which blows
and then
my
same
mind.
thing
Yeah,
with
it's-
Owen
it's-
Wilson.
Owen Wilson.
And I'm
Yeah.
like,
I think
he's
Owen
so,
Wilson's
he's so,
a little more divided, but
they're
yeah.
like Christopher Walkens. That's what they are. Like Christopher Walken, I don't think is acting. I think
don't
he
think-
just
no.
comes, he reads
He
some
plays the
shit,
same one
and he's
all-
like, "This is who I am."
Yeah.
And
I think that's
and
the
it's
thing
so
about
unique
them is
that
that
it's like,
you know what you're gonna get from them.
Yeah.
It's not that they're bad actors, but you know what you're gonna get each time you see them. You know what style of acting.
Yeah, they're not
And
going-
They're not anything like crazy.
If you give them the right role, they can be fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Like I just recently watched Midnight in Paris. I think it
Yeah,
was a-
Midnight in Paris. Yeah, the
Midnight
Woody
in
Allen
Paris, the
film.
Woody Allen
with
film.
Owen Wilson.
Yeah, he was great.
He was
Yeah.
great.
He was
in
great
that.
in that movie.
That's
What
one
was
of his
his
best
first
films.
film where he played that her first huge role when he played the
Armageddon?
military? No, it was
was in
before that.
Armageddon. What? Well,
No,
he was,
his
it wasn't
own.
He
like-
was a supporting character. I'm
No,
saying.
where he
He
had
wa-
the main role where he was pilot and he crashed.
Oh God, yeah, I remember
You know
that
what
one. That
I'm talking
action
about?
film. Yeah.
That action film.
Yeah, I
he
know
did
you-
really
shit.
good in that. He had to lay in the with the dead bodies in this pit and let the army go. Oh, what was
Yeah,
that
it
called?
sounds
It was
really
something
familiar.
intruder or something like that. Or no, it was called something line, something over the line. or
Enemy
something.
lines or something?
Enemy lines.
Yeah, behind enemy
Behind
lines?
enemy lines.
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah,
it. Good
behind
job,
enemy
guys.
lines.
Good
Yeah.
teamwork.
Good teamwork. Yeah, no, Owen Wilson. I do like him. First off, I'm a big fan of Wedding Crashers. It's one of my favorite
That movie
comedies.
is freaking hilarious.
So good, and he's in it, and I think he's great. And he's him and Rachel McAdams have this great chemistry in that
Yeah.
movie.
That's so funny. They're both in.
yeah, they're
Midnight
both
in
but
Paris.
totally
Yeah.
different. Midnight in Paris, but she's
Yeah,
she's
hard.
totally,
She's a
she's
monster
terrible
in that movie.
No,
No, I mean her performance is great, but her character is
she
like,
plays a terrible
horrible.
person,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But he's great in Midnight in Paris. I really love that movie. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I remember reading something where Quentin Tarantino was like, "I'm not a big fan of Owen Wilson, but I did really like Midnight in Paris." But he's
Yeah.
not a big fan. Like,
Yeah.
and Midnight in Paris was like the only movie he's ever liked with Owen Wilson in it.
Yeah.
And I can understand that because
It's a very specific thing. I mean, I liked him in Marley and Me. I own a lab, Yellow Lab, so I really like the Marley and Me movie. And I think Owen Wilson is great in it. So he's very much like a singular. Like you said, you
Yeah.
know what you're gonna get from him. But
It's
I
not-
do
yeah.
like him. I think he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I
I think
like
he
him.
brings like a charisma, and he brings like a kind of a light, funny.
yeah.
I think he's got good comedic timing. If you watch Wedding Crashers, he's got great comic timing.
Yeah, he's
he really
good.
does.
He's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
What was he in? The what's it called? Oh, were they? Oh shit!
Good question. What is it called? Jesus
Dude,
Christ!
I'm
we're
still
gonna do
like-
this
I'm-
with everyone.
Are you talking about
Are you jet lagged?
the
I
Darjeeling
am really
Limited,
jet lagged.
or,
I am super jet lagged right now.
He was in the Darjeeling Limited. He was in all those
Oh,
films,
yeah,
those
that's
Wes
right.
Anderson films.
The Interns.
Royal Tenenbaums.
Oh, that's right. He was in Rush. Was he? No, he wasn't in Rushmore. But yeah, he was in the Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah, Interns.
Internship.
Yeah.
Internship.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
I didn't love that movie. It was him and Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, but I think him
It was
and
a
Vince Vaughn
reuniting.
have a great.
Well, they were in
chemistry
Wedding
together.
Crashers together.
Yeah.
Internship just did not recapture the magic. I think it's just a story. It was just different. But yeah, but they are good together. Okay, but going back
Going back
to the actual movie we're
Owen
talking
Wilson
about.
in
Is Owen
Shanghai
Wilson in Anaconda?
I don't remember.
It says he is.
on the
Then
first
he
one.
is?
I think he's on the first
God,
one.
I don't
with,
remember him at
J-Lo.
all.
He's a snake.
With J Lo, right?
Anaconda.
He voices the snake.
Yeah, with Jennifer Lopez. Yeah.
Was he on the
I think
ship?
he, I think he was on the ship. Yeah, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he's that guy who
God.
gets he's got the guy who gets eaten, and right before he gets eaten, he blinks, he goes wow, and then he gets swallowed. Yeah. All right, but let's talk about Shanghai Noon.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
talk about
What
Shanghai
do we-
Noon, which is the actual movie we're talking about.
Wow, so Shanghai Noon was one of his like really earlier films. He did The Haunting, which kind of had more of a major role, and then he was in Armageddon prior to that.
Yeah.
But not really anything, well known or memorable. And then Shanghai Noon. That must have and then right after that,
That
it was
kinda
Meet the
broke him.
Parents and Zoolander and Royal
Yeah.
Tenenbaums. So he kind of like exploded a little.
I
looks
forgot he
like.
was in Meet the Parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the old
yeah,
boyfriend,
Shanghai
right?
Noon came out
Yeah, I
in
think so.
2000. Anyway, it's one
Is
of these
that
stories.
2000? Wow.
Yeah, it was a long ass
Wow.
time ago.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. Where are we going with this?
But the story is interesting. I mean, the story is not like it's just kind of like a like a filler, so you could have these two characters in this interesting scenario.
Right.
So Owen Wilson is basically like this really bad cowboy, criminal.
Oh, okay, he's a bad guy.
Yeah, he's like, well, I mean, yeah, he like robs
In a light PG-13 way.
in a light PG-13 way.
Yeah.
Like he robs trains.
He's
and
not
banks
like
and
an
all this shit.
actual
But
killer
he-
cowboy back then who like would murder
It's
you
a-
if you winked at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He talks all this hype like he's this amazing guy, and then he just fails like constantly. And then so Jackie Chan's character is basically coming to America to find this guy kidnapped like this princess from China and is like enslaved her at like one of the like railroad camps or something like that.
Sounds like
And-
Rush Hour in the Old West.
Yeah,
Basically,
they're
the
all
plot of
very
that.
similar actually.
Like the ambassador's daughter
Even-
gets kidnapped, so he
even-
comes to America to find her.
Yeah, like even if you ever saw the Jackie Chan version of Around the World in 80 Days
Yeah,
with
with
him
Steve
and,
Coogan.
and Steve
We were just
Coogan,
talking
it's a
about
very similar story
Yeah.
where there's like something was stolen, it was taken to England, and then Jackie Chan has to come as
Right.
like the sole savior of this artifact or person.
It's
or
the
whatever.
transcontinental Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
But it's great. I don't know. I like Jackie Chan. He's very
He's a lot of
he's
fun.
endearing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
And-
can pull off some funny stuff.
Yep, and his action is just really
it's-
like out of
yeah.
this world. Like it's
It
like
really-
if you
it's
took a
still-
Jet
he's
Li,
an old dude
I
too.
know.
He's so old and he's
and
still
he's still
killing
killing it.
Have you guys seen
Yeah.
it in The Foreigner?
No, I
No,
wanted
I
to
wanna
watch it.
see
This is
it.
a very Death Wishy
Great
kind of. Yeah, that looked
Film.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great film. Yeah,
Yeah.
he did incredible in that. And he's like what, in the 70s or something like
He's
that?
like 70.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
gotta be
Late
up there.
60s,
Like,
70s.
He doesn't
you
look
watch
like
that-
it.
Yeah.
No.
You watch this film, you're like, what the heck?
Yeah, he's good. But okay, so he comes to America.
Yeah, and then they end up meeting up. Like, so I think he's on a train, and then Owen Wilson's trying to rob the train, and then they bump into each other, and anyway, they just end up getting like caught up together. And I think Owen Wilson steals something from him, and then Jackie Chan like chases him to get this thing back so he can find the princess, and this adventure
Right.
ensues. But Jackie Chan is like this kung fu martial artist that doesn't know
Yeah.
anything about the West, and
Right.
Owen Wilson's like, man, that guy. He's like, wow, man, I gotta teach you about the West. Wow. So that like goes on for a while.
Wow.
And it's just it's great. It's a fun movie. It's a light movie. It's it's not like too heavy or too serious in any direction. It's just fun. And
It's like a
Lucy
feel-
Liu is in it. She plays like a younger Lucy Liu before Charlie's Angels. Lucy Liu, I think.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe
Charlie,
right around
Charlie's
the same-
Angels, same year. Yeah.
2000 was the same
Yeah, I
year?
think
Wow.
the first one was 2000.
Wow.
Wow.
Now I'm
Wow.
you done fucked up my wows, man. Now I can't say wow anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But
it's
yeah.
a great movie. The sequel was very entertaining. Shanghai Nights, which came out, I think, like 4 years after or something.
Okay. Yeah, I think I may have missed Shanghai Noon and saw Shanghai Nights somehow.
Oh,
I didn't realize
you should
there
watch
were two
Shanghai
different
Noon.
ones.
It's
I think
better.
I did the
It's
opposite.
better than Shanghai
Okay.
Nights. Yeah.
I think I remember Shanghai. I somehow missed Shanghai Noon, and then Shanghai Nights was around, and I just kind of watched it, and I didn't realize. I mean, but I guess it would make sense. That it was a sequel, but it just. Yeah, both those movies kind of. I don't remember even Shanghai Night that much of it. I remember there was something where he was up on a big thing and they were tilting or something. I don't know. I remember very little.
I think that was in Shanghai Nights because I think they end up in New York or something.
Yeah, I think I've seen. Yes, exactly in New York. Yeah, but like turn of the 20th century New York, like early 1900s, late 1800s, probably.
It was funny. So I think I mentioned this before, but in Around the World in 80 Days with. Steve Coogan and Jackie Chan, they bump into Owen Wilson and Luke Wilson, who play the Wright brothers, like randomly in the west of America or
not
whatever.
in North Carolina.
Oh,
which is where they're from.
Yeah, they were like out in the desert somewhere, and they just like bump into them because they like get lost or whatever.
Okay.
And anyway, it was just funny. It was like I was like, oh yeah, Shanghai,
it's a crossover thing.
Shanghai Nights, yeah.
I
wish it was more of a Maverick situation
where they kind of like, huh?
I don't think I've seen Shanghai Nights yet. Honestly, I saw the first one.
It was good. I remember thinking it was good. I remember not thinking it wasn't as good as the first one, but
I just don't remember.
But this is one of those movies that probably works on the backs of the chemistry between the two lead guys more than it is about the originality of the story. It's just fun, but it also works that the two have chemistry. Like Rush
Jackie
Hour.
Chan has like this physical humor, and Owen Wilson, is humorous if you find him humorous.
Right, because it's like the Rush Hour films. First, I love the first one, and then the second one's good, and the third one's good. But like, I think they continue to work because of the chemistry between the two, and they're such opposites, and they're great in their own right, but they're also great together. Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
And I think it really works on the strength of the buddy cop element.
Did they finally give up on making the fourth one?
I think they're still planning on making it.
Are they?
I think so.
They should. Yeah. It could be like, Lethal Weapon 4, basically.
Yeah, it could be.
Although they didn't really create like a family. They didn't really create like other characters.
No, they don't. No, neither one is like married or had kids or anything like that. It's very much just those.
Yeah, so I don't know where they would go with it.
There is like
they could do stuff.
Is there like there's like maybe like the captain or something was consistent, but I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Yeah, some people
have to watch it again.
I would love to see one of these buddy cop films. They come back and do another one, but they're like head of the department or something like that.
Well, they did that in Beverly Hills Cop 3. Remember Judge Reinhold was like the JOSDSC or whatever? He goes, I'm the JOSDSC.
I need to rewatch those. I haven't seen those since I was a little kid.
The JDDDOCS. It's like this long initial thing.
I remember
he's like
that.
the head of the trans department, interdepartment liaison for crime and prevention.
Yeah, I
like it's
remember
this
that.
long thing. It's the JDDD. Oh, the JDDD.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but Beverly Hills Cop 3 is it's worth watching. It's just not as good as the first two, and it kind of almost doesn't betray, but doesn't feel like the same movie. Like it doesn't even feel like it's in the same series. Almost, he plays Axel Foley very differently. The feel of it. I mean, they were all directed by different people, so they all kind of feel different. But it's just I don't know. It's not the same.
It was weird. I was watching TV the other day, and this film came on, and I was like, I've never seen this film before, and like Jeff Goldblum was in it, and what's Travolta's wife? Kelly Preston was in it. And then all of a sudden, like Eddie Murphy showed up, and I was like, "Oh, I remember this is like that movie Holy Man."
Yeah,
and
it was Holy Man.
It was Holy Man, and I was like, "I've never seen this movie," but it was so
good.
Weird. I feel like I haven't seen Eddie Murphy in anything in forever.
This is really good. What is
but
this?
I've never seen this movie before.
Yeah.
It was
It's
funny.
I'll tell you that movie actually.
Remember that? It's my pee.
It's like his whole like like enlightened whatever like character and how they meet him and all that. It's just a very interesting movie.
I actually I like that movie. I actually watched that again for the first time in like a year or two ago, and I was like, I actually really still like this movie. I don't know something about it. I like his character. I like how the whole thing plays out.
Yeah, it had a little bit. I don't know why it reminded me of
There's an earnestness
a
to his
bit,
character too. It's not just like a slap. It's not just a caricature.
Right.
He actually plays it like earnestly.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that in the way he does. And it's something about it I like.
Yeah. He always goes deep in his characters. That's the interesting thing about Eddie Murphy. A lot of people don't think he does, but I think he really puts all into his character.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah. Because some of the characters are like so over the top.
How the hell did we get
ridiculous,
to
and
Eddie
you have
Murphy?
to,
Like fucking
No, no.
dude.
Beverly Hills Cop and Rush Hour.
Oh,
I did want to talk about Rush Hour, just those
Yeah,
three
let's talk about
films,
it.
but they're, you know.
Well, so let's
just briefly. I mean, you went
segue
over
from
them kind of,
Shanghai.
but
Well, you're technically on your honorable mentions now, right? Because we went.
Yeah,
we went
yeah,
through
we're
all
on
the
honorable
movies.
mentions, yeah.
So Shanghai Noon.
So we
That
finished
was-
it.
I
Yeah,
was
we
actually going
finished
to say Shanghai Noon / Rush Hour because both of those series, I wish they would make
Feel.
another Shanghai. I don't know, man. Maybe they just waited too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rush Hour is fantastic. I really like the first one. I own all three of them.
I enjoy all of them.
rewatched,
Yeah.
I like the third one a lot.
So do I. That who you the you
Who you,
me,
who?
the you me conversation, which is like a who's on first, that old Chinese guy. That I saw that in theaters, and somehow like the mood I was in, something it hit me so hard. I was like side splitting laughter at that scene, which is rare. That happens when you're an adult or whatever. I mean, that movie's like 10, 12 years old. But I just remember that scene got me so hard.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And I was like, oh, I love this movie. Like the
Yeah.
third one, I was like, this is good.
I just
And the
love
whole
the
Eiffel
whole
Tower scene at the end. And
That's
I
what
still remember the restaurant when he gets food from that guy. He was like, "I'm no punk bitch. I know punk bitch too.
I know punk bitch too.
That's right. Don't fuck with my food, man."
I just love the like the racial undertones in it.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just that and the fact that they're working together and you know they become friends,
Yep.
even though there's like this constant like underlying antagonism or something.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that because it's more there than some of the other buddy films. I mean, maybe with like 48 Hours or something.
Yeah.
But like Shanghai Noon, it's like non-existent.
Right.
I mean, a little bit.
Right.
Like a little bit, but that was more of
Yeah.
like the Wild West take
Yeah.
on like immigrants or something. But I like that. I like that humor. That's like the majority of the humor.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
like
just
them
flashing
making
back
fun of
through
each
racial
other.
divide.
scenes.
Yeah.
I'm like flashing back through scenes right now. Like remember when he was in the Asian restaurant? I think it was Rush Hour 3 or 2, where the guy is singing Michael Jackson. He's like, "Man,
Second
he's
one.
killing it." Yeah,
Yeah, it's when he goes to Hong Kong.
He's like, he's so upset that he's destroying it, man.
Yeah.
And he gets up there
And he's
just-
like surrounded by the triad.
yeah. He gets up there
And he starts doing
kills it.
karaoke. Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
This movie was great. Yeah, I think the
I wonder who directed those.
Brett
actually.
Ratner.
Yeah.
Oh, did
Brett
he?
Ratner did all of them.
Wow.
Those were his claim to fame.
That's
Wow.
the great
Rush
thing.
Hour films.
Yeah.
Ah, he's like a billionaire now with the whole Marvel stuff, right?
No, that's Bryan Singer.
No, I
What are
thought
you talking about?
I thought he was like connected to the
Oh,
whole...
Rat Pack. Well, he is probably a gazillionaire now because his Rat Pack Entertainment is his company.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going through his whole thing now with the whole.
But
But yeah, no, Brett Ratner definitely. I mean, the Rat Pack Entertainment is his company, and that you see that in the beginning of like every major fucking film. Like,
Yeah.
they I'm like, how are they connected to so many huge fucking blockbuster films? Like,
I don't,
that's
it was
a-
like he did X-Men 3 and then like
Yeah,
since
Last
then
Stand.
I'm like he's been on everything. Like,
Yeah.
I see his name connected to like screenwriting
Yep.
things and yeah.
Yeah, no, he really. I think he just kind of became, big producer. Kinda.
What's amazing in Rush Hour 3, Tom Wilkinson's in it, who's like this incredible
Yeah, he's
actor.
the twist or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
he's the
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah,
behind
and
everything.
I just completely forgot that they had all
He's the
these.
guy.
You know,
Yeah.
I just remember him from Michael Clayton. Like he was just
Yeah.
incredible in that.
Batman
film.
Begins was the first movie, and Full Monty was the first one in my head that I was like,
Oh,
Tom
yeah.
Wilkinson, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But I think the Rush Hour films were like that was. It almost seemed like that was the reinvigoration of the buddy cop genre.
Yeah.
Because that
I
came
agree
out.
with
I think
that,
it was 96, 97. 96, I think, was the first Rush Hour.
No,
film.
98.
98.
Oh shit! It was that long.
Yeah, it
okay,
was
fine.
98, and then Shanghai Noon came out.
in 2000.
Yeah, and then 2001, Rush Hour 2.
That's right. Okay, so it was like Jackie Chan was behind all these, but it just didn't seem like there was a lot of buddy cop type flicks. I mean, you did have Lethal Weapon 4 in 97/98 time. So, I just remember Rush Hour being like, oh, this is the new buddy cop classic for that era.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of sequels, I was just looking on Jackie Chan's IMDb, and he has listed on here Rush Hour 4
Yeah.
and Shanghai Dawn.
Oh shit.
So I don't know. Maybe they're going to do a sequel to both. of them.
Maybe.
Apparently, that's cool.
That'd be interesting.
That is cool. They're like the
That's
two
kinda cool.
top listed films
That's
that
really
he's working
funny.
on. That would be amazing if he does
That would
those.
be.
That
Yeah.
would be great. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Him and old ass Owen Wilson and him like in the wild or whatever, like turn of the century. That'd be great.
I mean, I saw him in The Foreigner, so I don't think anything would change. He was still doing some shit.
Yeah, he had
Oh,
said
yeah,
he had
no,
given up
he's-
the action, but then he comes out with a Foreigner, and I'm like, oh, this guy's not done.
Yeah, it wasn't heavily
He's gonna
Broken
be-
every bone like trillion times. I'm surprised the guy's still walking.
Oh no, he's yeah. He's like one of those guys that's like going to be physically active doing this stuff until the day he dies.
I guess so, but he did give he had walked away from those kind of films.
Yeah.
I think probably
There's not a lot of
I think it was
action in
taking
it, it's
the
just-
risks
it was
that he
really-
was taking because he would do crazy shit where he's like jumping from like a 60-story building
Yeah.
to another building with
That was
no
Rumble in
net,
the
no
Bronx.
nothing.
Rumble in
Yeah.
the Bronx. Remember?
Rumble in
I'm
the
like,
Bronx.
dude, don't.
Yeah.
But then China, like they're like, you know, they don't give a fuck. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, you die, we'll just get somebody else. Like,
China, America was still demanding that shit. Like once he got crossed over, Rumble in the Bronx was actually the first one that
Yeah, that
crossed
was the
it over,
first
and
one.
then Rush Hour and everything like that. Like
Yeah.
we were demanding that in America too.
That was a great
Like,
credit.
that's all right.
When they were
Well,
showing the
but
credits of
he
that,
had
they were showing
wires
all
on
his
his
like,
break, all the, like,
breaking
where-
his arms
yeah.
and stuff, making that film, whatever.
Yeah,
breaking
he
his
was
leg.
like,
they still do that.
airlifted.
They do that in all the Rush Hour films and the Shanghai
Yep.
films.
Yeah, he does- yeah.
Yeah, they show
Yeah,
comedy,
yeah,
but they
sure.
also
Jackie Chan
show him
thing,
getting
yeah.
hurt too.
Yeah.
Like in Rumble in the Bronx, it shows like he ends up breaking his fucking leg or whatever, and ends up in a cast, and they get a sock that looks like his shoe.
Yeah.
Like over it, so he could still do all his stunts and act and do all his stuff with a cast on.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But that's him though. Like he's
Yeah.
like all energetic. He's like totally committed to whatever.
no, he's
film
great.
He makes.
Yeah. He filled the void that Bruce Lee
He didn't he
left.
get a like a lifetime achievement award from
Yeah.
the Academy?
I don't know if it was from.
I feel like it was from the Academy, right?
It may have. It may have been. He did receive
It was
some
like
sort of thing
before the
recently.
Oscars or something.
Yeah, he did receive something recently. It could have been from the Academy, yeah, or is the Hong Kong Academy? I don't know.
Oh, maybe I don't know.
Chinese,
Is there a
yeah.
Hong Kong Academy?
I'm sure there is. There's an Academy everywhere. You ever hear that? It's like, oh, it's the French Oscars, or it's the Australian Oscars. You always hear this shit.
I could have swore I read something.
No,
I
he
don't know
did.
what
Yeah,
it
He
said.
did.
got
I
something
remember him winning some.
Yeah,
Okay. But yeah, anyway, that's
yeah. Well, those are good ones.
Yeah, and then the only other one that I had was Nice Guys, which goes back to Shane Black.
We
I didn't want
talk
to
about that. I thought.
I didn't want to mention it while we were talking about Kiss Kiss Bang Bang because then we would have,
Oh, I thought-
I didn't
I
want it
actually
part
thought it
of
was on
my
your
original three, but I love Nice
Oh.
Guys. That's a great buddy. film.
It's the follow up kind of film to Kiss Kiss Bang Bang that Shane Black wrote and directed. I think he referred to it as like the tough guy films that he does.
Yeah.
He like those. There's a lot of like
Russell Crowe.
Yes,
and-
Russell Crowe and Ryan Reynolds.
Gosling.
And Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
But Ryan Gosling kind of plays the Robert Downey Jr. esque character.
He does.
And Russell Crowe's kind of like the Val Kilmer character. Like they both have that kind of
And-
dynamic that's similar. They're both PIs.
Yeah, and both of them have this
Who end up
like
teaming up.
kind of like dark. It's interesting. It's humorous, but like you feel the darkness,
Yes.
like underlying. Like they deal with like the sexploitation industry
Yeah.
in the '70s in LA,
Porn.
and then even Kiss Kiss Bang Bang like touches on that, but that's like modern LA
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
But
Nice Guys takes place in the 70s.
Yeah.
And again, it's got this great mystery noir kind of a thing where like there's twists and there's turns.
Yeah.
And but it's also it's funny. It's really funny. The characters are
great.
fun to watch.
It's great.
Surprisingly, I was excited to see Russell Crowe do something really well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, I don't think I just after like Gladiator.
Oh, really? I thought he was great in American Gangster.
Oh no,
and,
yeah, I'm sorry, yeah, American
Body
Gangster.
of Lies. I think he's still well, The Insider was before.
A
But-
Beautiful Mind. Yeah, he
Beautiful
did.
Mind.
Those were great films, but after like those,
yeah.
he just I don't know for the last 5 years or more, he's just I haven't.
It's
seen
probably
him.
that's probably his best film in the last few years. I can agree with that. But Ryan Gosling plays like a bumbling, like he kind of plays against against type in that one.
yeah.
He's kind of like the bumbling.
Well,
fool.
you know,
that
you-
scene when he's on the John in the stall and like Russell Crowe. He opens the thing, he's got the gun on him, and he's trying to he's got the magazine on his lap, and he's trying to open the door at the same time. And it's this whole it's this physical comedy of that scene,
which
was
you
so
which
well
is funny. I
executed.
feel like I've never, I haven't seen that from
Ryan Gosling.
from Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I guess maybe a little bit of that. I guess I feel like there's a little bit of that character in what's it called? The movie that falsely won Best Picture.
Oh, La La Land.
La La Land. He plays
got
like a
some
light.
quirk- yeah, he's got some
quirky. There's
comedy.
like a quirkiness.
Yeah, there's a comedy to it.
But yeah, he's so good in this.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've never seen him in that like straight. It's almost like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
Like this very like deadpan humor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
he's kind of an idiot.
Whoever plays his daughter was great.
Yeah, she
Like,
was good. Yeah.
I don't know who that actress is,
It's
but
on
she
her
was
in
really
something
good.
else. She was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right.
Cool.
Yeah, well, that's a good list, man.
Yeah.
That's like 20 films. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about 20 films.
Yeah.
Oh, happy motherfucking birthday. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Shit. You
I have
used
to go
it up,
watch
didn't
these.
you?
I kind of want to now that I, that potentially Rush Hour 4 and Shanghai
Yeah,
Dawn is coming out. Kind of want to go rewatch those movies. I haven't seen them in
Yeah,
a
I feel like
while.
we're rewatching some Rush
Yeah,
Hour.
I got to watch those Shanghai movies because I think I saw Shanghai Nights once and I barely remember it.
Watch Shanghai Noon.
Yeah, I'm
That
going to
one's
watch that
funny.
and then I'll probably watch Nights again. And also
Yeah.
then I'll end up watching Around the World in 80 Days, honestly.
That actually, I really like that movie. I don't know
Why
why.
don't you guys
It's
watch
a
The
fun
Foreigner?
movie.
Yeah, I'm going to watch The Foreigner.
Yeah.
Take care of that.
Is that a fun movie?
No, it's not a fun movie.
It looks dark. It literally looks like Death
It's a dark
Wish.
film. It's a great film. It's a great film.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool. All right. Thank you for your list. I was excited about that. I was excited.
You're always excited. Why is that your go-to word?
Wow.
Because of the excitement.
Wow.
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 That's my word. He's got wow. I got excited. All right.
You got
Let it
excited?
go. Yeah. I get excited. I got excited about Neal's list. Thank you guys for joining us at Get to the Podcast. That's Get to the Podcast with the number 2. I'm Tiago D'Souza.
I'm Nick Gambino.
And I'm Neal Carson.
Dun, 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 dun,
What?
dun, dun, dun,
What was that? When did...
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.